I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that our next Phantom is somebody's favorite. It's one of my favorites. Because hello, I'm Jessica. I write Phantom books, and this is Phantober, where I'm talking about a different version of the Phantom of the Opera every day in October. Today's Phantom is the 1990 miniseries starring Charles Dance, one of the cuddliest and sweetest Eriks out there. As I went into yesterday, this Phantom is a version of the Yeston Cobbett musical, but just without the Yeston part, or the music. Arthur Cobbett had this script that didn't go to Broadway because of the Andrew Lloyd Webber Phantom. But Andrew Lloyd Webber's Phantom was so successful that people were like, hey, let's make Phantom stuff. And we sure did get a lot of interesting Phantom things in the late 80s and 90s. This one, thankfully, is pretty good. For one, it's the only Phantom movie that's been filmed at the Palais Garnier. Though that is now changing. We're getting a French movie filmed at the Palais Garnier that's coming out next year. But it's really special to have it filmed at the opera house that inspired the story. Though not all of it is at the Palais Garnier, the scenes inside the theater are actually at a different theater. So the opera there is just as real as everyone's singing voices. Which is to say, not at all. A lot of other movies have been filmed at the Palais Garnier, by the way. Marie Antoinette, Interview with the Vampire, John Wick 3. It's a great location. What makes this movie really special, I think, is the characterization of Eric and the performance by Charles Dance. He's snarky and sympathetic. He is heartfelt, but also kind of scary sometimes. And the fact that we never actually see his face leaves a lot to the imagination of the viewer. I wish the rest of the movie was as good as his performance and character. Because while I do actually think that this version is better than the Phantom musical, because we're using real opera instead of some okay music, I still don't love the story in either of these. Because if I had a nickel for every Phantom adaptation where he fell in love with Christine, maybe because she looked like his mom, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird it happened twice. I hate it. And Gerard is like the worst father ever. I would take John Winchester over that man. Hope somebody got that. Charles Dance is tremendous in this role, though, and he just sort of saves the whole movie. Charles Dance, who is also Tywin Lannister. I don't think we appreciate this enough. Thanks to his work in things like Game of Thrones, Bleak House, The Crown, Gosford Park, Charles Dance is one of our most award-nominated Phantoms. Though he hasn't won many, unfortunately. Only one Phantom actor, by the way, has been nominated for an Oscar. Or 4. Claude Rains, though he never won an Oscar, which makes me mad. This miniseries is very hard to find on streaming, but it is available other places online like the Red Play Button site. And I will say I really like this one. It certainly influenced my version of Eric. And of all the Phantom media that came out after the Lloyd Webber musical premiere that was sort of cashing in on it, I definitely think this is one of the best. Tomorrow, I guess we'll talk about one of the worst, but at least they called the Phantom Eric, but they spelled it with a C. Let me know if you know which one I'm talking about. Follow along and comment your favorite Phantoms. And make sure you watch the rest of Phantober.